Hey everyone, I'm officially back from Texas doing Fantastic Fest, visiting friends, family, a wedding. So I'm back in LA. It's time to get back into the groove of doing movie reviews. Let's dive into my review of the big movie of this week, Abominable, which is the latest film from Dreamworks Animation. This movie focuses on a Yeti that escapes from a lab in Shanghai and is soon discovered in the city by a teenager named Yi, voiced by Chloe Bennet, who you might know from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Yi befriends the Yeti, which she has named Everest because of Mount Everest, and soon she realizes that Mount Everest is Everest's home. Say Everest 3 times fast. Everest, blah. But anyway, she's accompanied by 2 of her friends, and the 4 characters make this huge journey to Mount Everest to try to get Everest home. Man, this review should be a drinking game considering how many times I've already said Everest in this review. So this is a weird situation because DreamWorks has come out with 2 movies in the same year that I don't want to say they're the same movie, but they really follow very similar patterns. This and How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World. Before Toy Story 4 came out, The Hidden World was my favorite animated movie of the year. I absolutely love it. It's just a great movie all around. And Abominable is very much the same story that we've seen in movies like E.T. or The Iron Giant, where a teenager or a kid befriends an alien, giant creature, or robot, tries to protect them from the evil government or the bad guys, and either keeps them safe or tries to get them back home. We've seen this story done several times before. So many times, in fact, that the Transformers series actually had to rip off this very story just so we could get the best Transformers movie ever made. So obviously it's a story that's been done to death, but for me personally, you can retell a story as many times as you want, as long as you provide some fresh elements to it, or you make your characters likable. And thankfully, Abominable has all of the above. Like I said before, Yi is voiced by Chloe Bennet, who you might remember as Quake, or Daisy Johnson, or Skye, depending if you've only seen the first season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And what I really like about this character is that she's proactive. She's a teenager who has goals, she's headstrong, she's dedicated to those goals, and she just doesn't have the time to concern herself of being the most popular kid around, or how many likes and followers she gets on social media. We'll touch upon that a little later. And she also has a very similar yet effective backstory to where you could easily relate to this character. And her 2 friends are also very real and relatable as well. Now, obviously, with it being an animated movie, there's going to be some over-exaggerations, but at the core of it, these characters I find to be very relatable. The character of Pang is very much the comic relief. He's the younger kid who's probably a little too hyper, and he's actually the one that gets along with Everest more than the other 2 characters do. And then you have Jin, who is the stereotypical teenager who's obsessed with himself. He is obsessed with how many followers and likes he has on social media. He tries to go out with as many women as possible and brags about it. And he's one of those characters that whenever he has a new pair of shoes, this is something that just irks me to no end with anybody. They're the people that have a new pair of shoes, and even if there's just a little tiny bit of dirt on there, they freak out and just go nuts over them. And I'm like, guys, they're shoes. I mean, it's good to have them clean and all, but they're not life or death. Just let it go. And it's because of those reasons I really did not like this character when he first popped up. But as the movie goes on and all these characters go on this big epic journey, you start to warm up to Jin a lot more to where he's likable as well. Another big strength of the movie is just the overall look. In terms of its art direction and cinematography, it is a gorgeous animated movie. The way they present modern day China is just gorgeous, and when they go on this adventure through all of these landscapes, I've said this about It Follows, so I'll say it about this movie. You could take several shots from this one movie and just frame them on a wall. They're that gorgeous. And I love the character designs in this movie. With Everest, he's probably my least favorite character design, but in terms of your main human cast and the villain of the movie, voiced by Eddie Izzard, all those character designs are just really great, and you can tell there was a lot of effort when it came to the design department with this movie. Now, if I had some complaints about the movie, they're very minimal. They're not going to affect how I feel about this movie in the end. One element in this movie that I really do appreciate and kind of have issues with at the same time is the pacing. This movie moves at breakneck speed. There's never a dull moment in this entire movie, and the movie has every opportunity to go down a certain cliched route that you'd see in other animated movies, and it chooses not to do that. That being said, because the movie moves so fast, you don't really get a chance to breathe, and scenes just go so quickly that you just really feel like there could have been a little more development, but that's just me. Some people might have an issue with the pacing, others might be happy that it's as fast as it is. And then another thing I just gotta bring up, this movie not only borrows a lot from the E.T. Iron Giant story, but it borrows a lot from Pixar movies as well. There's elements of Up in this movie, there's elements of Coco, there's even one character in this movie, voiced by Sarah Paulson, whose design, I swear, was ripped straight from The Incredibles. You know Jack's babysitter, Kari? Yeah, if you put her side to side with this character in Abominable, they would be identical. Literally no difference whatsoever. But again, that's not gonna really ruin my enjoyment of this movie, because in the end, Abominable is very charming. It's lighthearted, it's fun. It didn't make me cry like the end of How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World, or at least got me teary-eyed, but there are definitely some heavy emotional moments. And like with the How to Train Your Dragon movies, it's a very mature DreamWorks movie. It's not like Shrek or Madagascar where it's mainly there for laughs. It is a very mature movie in its own right. And I'm debating whether I like this more than How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World. Obviously, it's not better than the original How to Train Your Dragon. I like this better than the second one, but the third one, I might have to think about this for a while. But for right now, Abominable is worth seeing in your lifetime. It's charming, it's quick, it has its emotional moments, it's just all around a very, very great movie. And there you go, that's my review for Abominable. And now I want to know what you guys think about the movie. If you've seen it, what did you think? Whatever the case may be, let me know in the comments below. And until next time, I hope you enjoyed this review. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, give this video a like, and of course leave a comment. Don't forget to support my Patreon page, follow me on social media, and until next time, this is the real Mr. Robinson telling you there's only one.